What's up, guys? Spicicus here. Today I'm back at Allan's Mexican restaurant, actually in the same booth in which I took that Diablo Burrito challenge about 5.5 years ago. This is Leo Jr. right here, who basically watched me perish but also try to dominate the darn thing. Anyway, Leo, it's great to see you, buddy.
Great to have you always, Aaron. Great to have you always.
The purpose here is really to dive more into the Diablo Burrito challenge in general, because we've seen it now in Man vs. Food, we've seen it now in Food Paradise and everything, but let's get some of the backstory of this Diablo Burrito.
Yeah, so back in June of 2012 is when we really started to serve this bad boy, you know. It wasn't until 6 months or so later in December of that year that you came and took it down. And this legendary booth right here, you know, it's kind of funny. You mentioned the booth. This is where you took it down. This is where Molly took it down, and several others have attempted to, but unsuccessful, of course. Yeah, the Diablo, you know, back in 2012, we started serving it because we had several customers that came in, you know, that'd be like, oh, you know, we love Mexican food, and we always hear about how spicy Mexican food can be, and you know, of course, yeah, you know, we serve up our dishes, and several customers, maybe just in this area, but for our customer base, there was a lot of customers that said they wanted something really spicy. And at their request, we would always make their dishes a little spicier, and it got to the point where customers were like, I thought Mexican food was spicy. It's spicy, but it's not too spicy, you know? And so it kind of like sparked this little fire inside, like, you know what, we should probably make something, just one thing on our menu that is just so incredibly spicy that they can't say that anymore, you know. And here in Portland, we have so many food challenges, size challenges, and spice challenges too. I mean, some of them are very famous, of course, but there was nothing that was a burrito. And so we said, you know what, let's make a burrito, and it's going to be just absolutely the hottest thing we could possibly make. The serranos that we put on top to symbolize the horns, you know, that's just to give it that devilish image of what's coming.
Whose idea was that to put the horns on the top of the burrito?
Oh, geez, I think we all worked together to make this the most evil-looking burrito it was possible. The color of the sauce is pretty scary looking because it's a deep dark red. The Diablo word is very commonly used in the cuisine to signify something spicy. In Mexico, the camarones a la Diabla is very spicy. Chicken a la Diabla, spicy dish. Very, very common in Mexico and here in the United States to make this preparation with a spicy red chili sauce.
Let me tell you guys about the story from my perspective. I had already done a few challenges prior to doing the Diablo Burrito. I'd done several challenges all around, you know, Oregon, Portland, Salem, in that area. And I thought to myself, okay, well, I just heard about this challenge. I figured on a whim, I'm just going to do it. And I came in the late morning, around early lunch hour. But I remember, Leo, you were there, and I just said, let's take the challenge, and the rest is history after that. You've probably seen that video several times over. That was probably one of the spicier burritos I've ever had in my life. It was crazy, just the amount of chilies in there, the amount of steak in there. It's one where if you've ever had a burrito, right? A lot of burritos, you have a lot of rice and beans in there. And it's one where, I don't know if you've heard the snake technique, where you just snake that burrito all the way down and you don't stop, and competitive eaters can really do that very well. This is a burrito that you cannot snake down. There's just so much meat and peppers and whatnot in there that you really have to chew it. So that's probably one of the reasons why so many people have failed, is because you have to chew it and it stays in your mouth that much longer, and that burrito, the spice and everything just hits you that much worse.
There's a lot of people that they say, you know, just take a couple bites and they're like, hey, it's not that spicy. And then all of a sudden, a minute and a half into it, that's when they hit a firewall. You know, I've heard everything, Aaron. You know, customers are like, oh man, I feel like there's steam coming out of my nose and my ears. You know, they're crying. They look like they just took a shower.
I want to mention the trophy real quick, because that's one of the coolest trophies I've ever seen in my life. And I can't recall offhand, when you started doing the trophy. It wasn't always present.
Yeah, so this is a hand-blown glass trophy. So there's a guy that blows this. It's pretty cool. It's got a little, black detail going up into the flame, a little sparkly gold. So it kind of looks like a real flame, which is what I think is embodied in this burrito. You literally feel like you're in flames. So we actually started doing this as a little bit more of an incentive, because after you took it down, we felt like maybe there was no one out there that was going to take it down, because we thought for a long time maybe it's impossible. But then we saw you take it down, and we thought, I don't know if anybody's going to beat this guy. We took a little spin on it and said, beat Aaron's record, and this is yours. So you set that benchmark, you set the original benchmark, and from there on, only one person has bested you. Geez, I want to say we're coming up on maybe a couple thousand, 3,000 now. I don't even keep personally track of how many. The success rate is very minimal. You have taken it down, Molly has. And then apart from you guys, we've had 3 other people that have managed to actually finish the burrito in general. And one of them was at 10 minutes and 59 seconds. So the other one was like 12 and something, and then, or 15, and then the other one was 17 or something like that. So
were you keeping track of the time afterward or at that time? Because I don't know if the 10-minute time limit was always there.
Yeah, so the limit was 10 minutes for the challenge, but because of the difficulty, just to finish it is kind of a feat.
Right.
So even after the challenge expires, if we see that they're pretty well into it, we stick around and just wait to see if, they manage to take it down.
Just think about that for a sec. Only 5 people have finished. It was like a 2-pound burrito.
Yeah.
Only 5 people have been able to finish the darn thing just in general.
So I'd say a couple months ago, we had a customer come in and said that there has never been anything spicy enough. That nothing in this area or no sauces, anything has ever been spicy enough for this guy. And usually now, when I have a challenger, I always say, oh yeah, tell me a little bit about what you've eaten that's spicy, so that way, I can say, oh, if you've only eaten jalapenos before, you probably shouldn't try this because it might be a little too intense for you, right? But regardless, this customer came in and said, there's nothing spicy enough, and mentioned the peppers and the sauces that this person has tried. And I said, okay, you know what? Seems like he knows what he's talking about. Let's do it. And we served the burrito, and I'd say probably got about halfway through, and he said it wasn't spicy. It was not spicy at all. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it's like it hit him. All of a sudden, it just came up like a forest fire, and consumed everything. And you just see, I just saw him, like, his face just changed like that. And then he just says, nope, it's spicy. I'm done. I can't. And
wow.
He gets up, comes around the corner, and I said, well, okay. And ironically, one of the customers watching, he's like, that was very anticlimactic. And of course, I come around the corner, I was expecting him to just be, taking a couple laps around the place, which is a common thing. I see him over here sitting down in the corner and appearing to be losing consciousness. And so out of nowhere, and so I come over and like, hey buddy, are you okay? And then he's just looking straight ahead, like breathing, and then not really looking at me, and then all of a sudden, boop, faints.
I don't think did you have to call an ambulance or anything?
Well, at that point, because the guy I was holding him, and he was going in and out of consciousness, and from people, he was kind of heavy. I couldn't hold him up, and I didn't want him to just like fall and hit his head or something. So I was kind of holding on to him, and I was thinking, hey, stay with me. Hey, do you need me to call somebody? And then he said, yeah. So I never expected it, but I had to call 911. And yeah, they showed up pretty promptly, thank goodness. And by that time, they were able to stabilize him, and he was able to come back and remain conscious. But he went in and out of consciousness for a few times. It was kind of scary.
Oh man.
So yeah, after that, we were like, okay, well, good thing we do ask people about their history and say, hey, you eat spicy stuff, like really spicy, because this might be a little too much for you.
So basically, if you're ever thinking about taking the Diablo Burrito, watch this video first and listen to the story all the way through. It might be several minutes long or whatever it is, a lot longer than most of my normal videos, but there's probably a reason why it's long. So
Yeah.
that's insane, man. So Leo, I hear you have a sister dish to the Diablo Burrito. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, so we have the camarones a la diabla, which is one of the dishes I mentioned earlier. It's a shrimp dish, beautiful shrimp, cooked into a rich red sauce, a little bit of spice to it, cumin, parsley, give those Mexican spices in there. We serve it with our saffron rice, and the customer gets his choice of beans, of course.
Making me hungry, Leo. I think we should go make that in the kitchen.
All right, let's go cook it up. So first we're gonna be making these beautiful vegetables, this mushrooms, onions, bell peppers. We're gonna saute these down in the pan with just a little bit of olive oil, butter, and we'll get this going. All right, so once these vegetables are cooked down, we can start adding the rest of the ingredients. This is beautiful shrimp. And this is our salsa. A little bit of parsley, a little cumin, and some chili. To make this dish spicier, we add a little bit of habanero to it. Depending on how the customer wants it, we can make it pretty hot. All right, Camarones del Diablo's ready.
All right, folks, I'm here with Leo Jr. at their second restaurant, Diablo's Restaurante, right next door pretty much to Allan's Mexican restaurant. I'm just gonna eat it with the tail and all because I'm weird.
Cheers.
All right. Perfectly cooked shrimp, nice and sweet, really juicy.
Yeah, so you'll pick up here the cumin, the Mexican spices that we've thrown in there, the parsley. The cumin really takes it to that authentic North regional flavor to make that Diablo dish. The habanero is one of my favorite chilies to work with. It's very versatile. You can go crazy hot or you can go mild for the most part. And this time it's giving those citrusy flavors that the habanero gives without being too crazy.
You know we have to put a spicy twist on this, right?
I'm ready for your twist. I knew you were gonna do something. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, you know, I'm so predictable like that. So the fine people at Kigo's Chili gave me a bunch of powder. So this one here is, as you can see here, Carolina Reaper powder. Because we have to go spicy, why not just go all the way and have the spiciest chili, at least right now, according to Guinness. Even though, I don't know if you've heard of Pepper X.
Oh man.
It's supposed to become the world's next hottest pepper, but it's made by the same guy.
Oh gosh.
So as you can see there, it's basically just start sprinkling on top. And so I'm gonna go right at that one right there. So he's a witness right here. I'm gonna go right for it. Nice and butterfly too, really, really good.
All right, let's see what it's all about.
That's awesome too. And of course, some of the spice went down the wrong pipe. All right. He was a brave warrior.
All right, here we go. Embrace the pain.
Yes. Well, he's had a ton of spice, a ton of chilies, so it's not gonna faze this guy. I mean, he's taking it like a champ right now.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's that Reaper powder's it's hot.
Again, Leo, thank you so much for basically making this dish and taking time out of your guys' busy schedule to do this. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and comment below. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so follow me there. Also follow Allan's Mexican Restaurant and Diablo's Restaurante. Links will be in the description to their websites. Go check them out. That's all for this video, guys. Embrace that pain, and we'll see you in the next video.